Eternal hunger. In the forgotten heart of the ancient forest, shadows clung to the gnarled trees like curses etched into the bark. An eerie stillness enveloped the air, punctuated only by the distant rustling of leaves and the ominous whispers of wind. Deep within this desolate realm, a creature of nightmarish form stirred. The townspeople called it the Eternal Hunger, a name that barely scratched the surface of the terror it instilled. With limbs like twisted vines and eyes that glowed like embers, it prowled through the darkness, driven by a ravenous craving. One moonless night, the village of Ravensbrook fell under the suffocating grip of dread. A haunting melody whispered through the wind, echoing from the heart of the forest. The villagers trembled, for they recognized the haunting tune. It was the lullaby that lulled children to their deaths. As the song swelled in volume, the forest seemed to stretch its gnarled fingers toward the village. A foul stench, a sickening mix of decay and despair, pervaded the air. Whispers echoed through the minds of the townsfolk, urging them to venture into the woods, to become offerings to the insatiable creature. Terrified eyes locked onto the forest's edge, watching in horror as the trees parted like a veil, revealing the nightmarish figure that haunted their nightmares. The Eternal Hunger emerged, its grotesque form contorting and elongating as if trying to escape its own skin. Its eyes, pits of infinite hunger, fixated on the village. Panic swept through the village, but escape seemed futile, as if the forest itself had conspired with the creature to trap them. Houses shivered, walls bearing gouges from elongated claws. The wind's whispers grew louder, forming twisted promises of release from suffering. One by one, villagers succumbed to the compulsion, stepping into the dark abyss of the woods. Their bodies trembled, their eyes vacant, ensnared by the melody's enchanting grip. It was as if they were drawn to the creature like moths to a flame, surrendering to the irresistible pull of their own doom. Yet, amidst the despair, a flicker of resistance remained. A young girl, eyes brimming with terror and determination, stood alone at the forest's edge. Clutched in her trembling hand was an amulet, a relic of ancient power passed down through generations. She had listened to the stories, learned the incantations, and now she faced the nightmare that her ancestors had fought to bind. With a voice laced with desperation, the girl chanted the incantation, channeling the amulet's fading magic. The creature howled, its form writhing in agony as the very forest rebelled against its malevolence. The wind's whispers transformed into screams of torment, and the melody twisted into a chorus of agony. The ground quaked, and the girl stumbled, but she persisted. The creature's twisted form began to unravel, its limbs snapping like brittle branches. The forest, released from the creature's grasp, returned to its slumber, as if grateful for its liberation. In the aftermath, the village of Ravensbrook found itself released from the clutches of the Eternal Hunger. The amulet's power had banished the nightmare, but the cost was etched into the girl's haunted eyes. The forest would forever bear the scars of that fateful night, and the villagers would always remember the terror that lurked just beyond the trees, a reminder that darkness never truly sleeps.